When it comes to buying a driver, there's so many different options. Brands, models, lofts, shafts, and sometimes you can buy them that adjust. So then you can also find that there's variations within the one that you've got. What we're going to explore today is how much difference the shaft actually makes. Here then is my Ping G driver, and it's got the standard X shaft that comes with the Ping clubs. So I'm going to hit a shot with that and get some stats off FlightScope. And then I've also got another shaft that will fit it. This is also an X shaft, but it's a different X shaft, and we'll show you how the difference in the shaft makes the ball and makes the club perform differently. Sometimes you get people coming in saying, can you change the shaft in driver, can you put this shaft in for me? And it's a job that's getting harder because of the way that the manufacturers are producing the sleeves that fit into the club head, so it's not always the easiest job to do. But also, putting a different shaft into the club isn't a guarantee that anything's going to change, especially if it's going to change for the better. So let's have a look what happens when I hit this driver. So I finished the test, we're going to have a look at the results now. I've put them on FlightScope so you can see some differences, not necessarily in what the ball does, but in what the shaft does. It's quite a clever thing that FlightScope can do for us. A couple of things to remember is that your club head speed is pretty much your club head speed, that finding a new driver isn't suddenly going to find you 10 mile an hour club head speed. It's not like, it's the same as if you bought a new pair of trainers, it's not going to make you run any faster particularly. So what you've got is what you've got to try and optimise.
The left side of this graph shows how the club accelerates coming into the ball, and the small fishhook at the end is the acceleration that I'd be wanting to try and get to optimise the distance. This graph from the other shaft with no fishhook would be a profile that I'd want more in a long hitter who's looking to try and improve their direction control.
As I said before, these two shafts are both X shafts, but there is a difference between them. It's mainly weight, but this one is a heavier shaft. This one I would use, I did use an answer head to try and get the spin down on the ball, but since then I've worked quite a lot on my technique to try and produce a ball flight that's got less spin, which means I can use a lighter shaft, which is easier for you to use for me. And even though my club head speed is pretty similar, if anything it's slightly faster with this one. So what can you take from that? Well, what I would say is that if you're a regular hitter, a regular shaft is probably going to be best for you, but there are variations within regular shafts. So a regular shaft with a Titleist club is going to be different to a regular shaft with a Ping club, for example. So you need to try them. And I will also say you need to go somewhere where they can profile the shaft like I've just shown you. If you're spending £200, £300, £400 on a driver, you need to make sure that you are getting optimum for your money, and therefore going to get optimum out of the golf ball. Finally, I would say that although the shaft is important, that technique and ball striking is king, that these are golf shafts and not magic wands, and so practice and practicing with what you want to use is much better than fiddling about with your equipment a lot of the time. So I hope that's been of use to you. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. There's loads of videos on YouTube with more information, and we look forward to seeing you down at the range soon.